This video is for Algebra Section 8.8 Special Products. Our learning goal for today, the learner will apply knowledge of the square of a sum, the square of a difference, and the product of a sum and a difference to find special products. Our vocabulary terms, first one is square of a sum, which basically means a plus b, which is a sum, squared, which is really a plus b times a plus b. And basically our shortcut for that, which is what you're learning, is right here. A squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So whatever these two terms are, whatever's here, we would put squared plus 2 times the first one times the second one plus the second one squared. Square of a difference is almost the exact same thing, except there's a minus sign. And because there's a minus sign in the original problem, there's a minus sign right there in the shortcut. So again, it's the first term squared minus 2 times the first term times the second term plus the second term squared. And the last one you'll do is product of a difference, which means they have the same numbers, but one of them has a plus sign and one of them has a minus sign. If that happens, basically, if you were to do FOIL, the two inside terms would cancel each other out. So you just get the first one squared minus the second one squared. Okay, so basically all your problems today will match one of these three, and you just put it in the formula. Very basic. Plug them into the formula and you're done. You don't have to simplify anything. Nope. Prerequisite skills. You need to know how to multiply monomials, because you will have to do that, or square them. And you need to know what like terms are in case there were any, but there shouldn't be any if you do it correctly. Today's homework will be finish the evens in the study guide. So we'll go through the odds. You will have to do the evens for homework. So let's start on some problems. Let's look at number 1 on the first page of the study guide. So they gave me x minus 6. Okay, so you should recognize this matches the square of a difference. Oops, sorry, x minus 6 squared. Matches the square of a difference. So basically we're going to take that shortcut that said it's going to be a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So in our place of our a, we have that x. So it's x squared times 2 times a, which is x, b, which is 6, and b squared, which is 6 squared. Simplify anything you can. I can't do anything to x squared. 2 times 6, I can change to 12x, and 6 squared is 36. So this is my answer because I can't do anything else. Okay, so it's a basic shortcut. Let's look at number 3. Number 3 is again the square of a difference because it has a minus sign. So I'm going to use the same pattern right here. So it's the first one squared, so 4x. Make sure you don't just square the x, you're squaring all of this. So 4x squared minus 2 times a, which is 4x, times b, which is 5, and plus 5 squared. 4x squared becomes 4 squared is 16x squared. 2 times 5 is 10. Oops, sorry, I missed a 4 in there. 2 times 5 is 10, and then times 4 would give me 40x, and 5 squared is 25. So my x squareds minus my x's plus my 25. Okay, number 5. We have 2h plus 3 squared. So this one is going to be the square of a sum, which again, it's the same thing. The only reason it's any different, there's a minus sign in the square of a difference, because instead of putting in negative 6, you would just put in positive 6 when you make that negative. So even if you did it with the wrong formula, but you use negative 6, it would still work. Okay, so this is going to be the same formula. First one squared, so 2h squared plus 2 times the first one times the second one plus the second one squared. Okay, 2 squared is 4, h squared. 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 is 12, h. 3 squared, 9. That's it. On to number 7. Number 7 is again the sum, square of a sum, which means it's going to be the first one squared plus the first one. Sorry, oops, I missed my 2. 2 times the first one times the second one plus second one squared. Can't do anything to c squared. 2 times 3 becomes 6c. 3 squared is 9. Okay. If you need to pause it, pause it. I'm going to clear the page and go on to a new page. Number 9, x minus 5y squared. So it's again the square of a difference. So the first one squared minus 2 times the first one times the second one plus the second one squared. Grab my parentheses. X squared. 2 times 5 is 10, x and a y. 5y squared becomes 25y squared. That's it. Number 11. 8 plus x squared. Same pattern. First one squared plus 2 times the first one times the second one plus the second one squared. And if we want to put this in order, in descending order like we're getting used to, obviously your x squared is going to come first. 2 times 8 gives me the 16x. And 8 squared would give me 64. Then our answers will look like they should. Number 13, x squared. Whoops, wrong problem. Number 13 is 2x minus 8 squared. So first one squared. Oops, and it's a difference of square of differences, excuse me. That's a minus sign. Times 2 times the first one times the second one plus the second one squared. So that's 4x squared. 2 times 2 times 8, so it's 4 times 8 is 32. X is 64. Number 15. M squared minus 2 squared. So you take the first one squared minus 2 times the first one times the second one plus second one squared. Careful here, m squared squared is 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4 again, so m squared, and 2 squared is 4. Okay, again, I'm going to clear the page, go to another one. Number 17, we have 2h squared minus k squared squared. So again, first one squared minus 2 times the first one times the second one plus the second one squared. 2 squared is 4. H squared squared is h to the 4th power. 2 times 2 is 4. H squared and k squared. K squared squared is k to the 4th. On to number 19. Number 19, we have x minus 4y squared. Squared. Take the first one, squared, minus 2 times the first one times the second one, plus the second one squared. Gives me x squared minus 2 times 4 is 8, x, y squared. 4 squared is 16, y squared squared is y to the 4th. And the last one we need to do on this page is 21. So 2/3 x minus 2 squared. Same process even though it's a fraction. So it's the first one squared minus 2 times 2/3 x times 2 plus the last one squared. 2/3 squared. You square the top, you square the bottom. So I get 4 over 9x squared. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, so 8 over 3 x, sorry, and 2 squared is 4. Alright, that is the end of that page. So we've done the square of a sum, and we've done the square of a difference. On the next page, we will be doing the product of a sum and a difference. So again, I'm going to erase. Oops. We're doing odds, so we'll do number 1. These are the same basic idea, except instead of having the exact same thing, so it's not, so it's squared, instead of having x minus 4 squared, I have an x minus 4 and an x plus 4. So I have the same two numbers, but one has a minus sign, one has a plus sign. And this is even easier. There is no middle term. Basically what would happen if you did FOIL, you would do first, so I get x squared, outside I would get 4x, inside I would get minus 4x, and last I would get negative 16. The shortcut for this is just do the first one squared minus the second one squared. So x squared minus 16, which works because these cancel, and that's what I would have gotten anyway. It's just much quicker. Okay, number 3. So we have 4x minus 5 times 4x plus 5. So take the first one, square it, minus the second one squared. So that becomes 16x squared minus 25. Number 5, we have h plus 7 times h minus 7. So again, first one squared minus the second one squared. So h squared minus 49. Make sure you are showing those work steps. If you do not show the work, you won't get any credit for it. 2c minus 3 and 2c plus 3. So again, this is a product of a sum and a difference. So I take the first one squared minus the second one squared. That becomes 4c squared minus 9. Okay, hopefully you're getting the hang of this. I'm going to go ahead and clear it again. Number 9, we have x minus y times x plus y. First one squared minus the second one squared. No work step for that one because there isn't any. Number 11, 8 plus 4x times 8 minus 4x. The first one squared minus the second one squared. 64 minus 16x squared. Number 13, we have 3y minus 8 times 3y plus 8. So you do the first one squared minus the second one squared. 9y squared minus 64. Number 15, we have m squared minus 5 and m squared plus 5. So it's again the first one, which is already squared, but I'm going to square it again, minus the 5 squared. So m squared squared becomes m to the 4th minus 25. Alright, again, I'm going to have to clear the page. Number 17, h squared minus k squared, and h squared plus k squared. First one squared minus the second one squared. Squared squared becomes 4th. Same thing over here. Number 19, we have 3x minus 2y squared times 3x plus 2y squared. Alright, so the first one squared minus the second one squared. That becomes 9x squared, 4y to the 4th. Number 21, 4/3 x minus 2y and 4/3 x plus 2y. Do the first one squared minus second one squared. 4 squared is 16, 3 squared is 9, x squared. 2 squared is 4, and y squared. And that is the end of section 8.8, odds. So you need to do the evens for homework.